Just didn't click with Draisaitl. 12 seconds to go. Florida trying to end it up against the wall, which would be fitting. 3 seconds to go. The Florida Panthers have won the Stanley Cup. For the first time in their 30-year history, the Florida Panthers are Stanley Cup champions. They made it about as hard on themselves as they possibly could, battling a valiant Edmonton team that had rallied from adversity all season long. And Paul Maurice, coaching lifer, 30 years in the National Hockey League, has his Stanley Cup.
What the puck is going on?
This is What the Puck is Going On for June the 4th, 2025. I am Stephen Murray. This is Deep End's coverage of the Stanley Cup Finals. And if you're playing hockey in June, you have made a deep, deep run. Thus, we have our two combatants this evening, the Florida Panthers, Edmonton Oilers, take two. Back-to-back Stanley Cup appearances by both. Thrilling Game 7 series last year where Florida went up 3-0. Edmonton rallies to tie at 3-3. And then you heard Sean McDonough, courtesy of ABC and ESPN, saying how fitting it was for the Panthers to end the series last year on the forecheck with Edmonton up against the boards and the puck smothered. So we expect the same thing this season, right? I mean, it's the forecheck. It's prolific experience on behalf of Florida against Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, the superstars for Edmonton, and we'll see how this all develops. 3-0 last year. Florida looked like they were going to make it a sweep. We even had the sweep bet on our end last year. Only to watch that fly away out the window. 3-3 series tied, and then Florida wins it in dramatic fashion. And by the time Game 7 arrived last season, everybody was on the Edmonton train to go ahead and win the Stanley Cup. And things have not changed. If you've been listening to other programs and trying to, get ahead of the pace and get your Stanley Cup previews on, whatever the case may be, you're getting a lot of Edmonton Oiler favoritism out there across the board. You're not hearing many people pick the reigning Stanley Cup champion Panthers. A lot of people are on the Oilers' back. And how about this show? You haven't heard from us yet. So stay tuned for that. We'll have Nephew Dave's official pick. He's under the weather. We'll let him have a free pass for the week, and we'll get him back here next week. It looks like we have a show tonight, and then we'll be back on Monday and Thursday, which Monday will be Game 3, and Thursday will be Game 4 of the Stanley Cup. So those are certain. Those are certain to happen. After that, who knows? It looks like we extend 2 full weeks if we're able to get a Stanley Cup final to get to 7 games here. So a lot to dissect going into this Game 1. We haven't had hockey here, and it seems like forever. But here we go. We're going to drop the puck here in just a couple of hours as we are live just after 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time from our Chicks Beach studios in the lovely Virginia Beach, Virginia, the United States of America. All right, let's look at the series odds and that kind of thing first, and then we'll talk about the game tonight. And for the series, Edmonton is the favorite, minus 120. Florida is at plus 100. Now, let's not get tied into betting the series just kind of straight up. Let's look at a few different things across the board here and see if we can just kind of get a better price overall. And yes, we do. It looks like we will on both ends of the deal, maybe. Not quite Edmonton's end. Yeah. I mean, it depends if it goes 7 games or not. In fact, let me even pull up the NBA just for kind of an example about their series final as well. And what I'm talking about, and this is just the old trick here, is why you're going to bet this series a winner when you can find a better price if you bet every circumstance in the series with your team that you like to win. For example, again, Florida's plus 100, correct? So what if we bet Florida 4-0 to win the series? What if we bet them 4-1, 4-2, 4 games to 3, like that? Then what's our payoff? Well, if we sweep, we're getting 15-1. Could they sweep? Actually, I think they could. To be honest, I think every round you're kind of committed to even playing a small bet on a sweep parlay or 2 or 3, depending what round of the playoffs you're in, because you get such great payouts. And we haven't had, I don't think we've had an NHL sweep, have we? No, we haven't. Not this whole entire playoff series. And we had 1 or 2 in the NBA. So not many sweeps yet, but could the finals both be sweeps here? Let's look at the NBA in just a second. I mean, this isn't an NBA show, but it's just kind of more of a lesson type of deal. So Florida is 4 games to nothing to win the series, pays 15-1. 4-1 pays plus 650. 4-2 pays plus 480. 4-3 pays plus 470. So if we were to take all of those and say the cheapest, Florida 4-3 at plus 470 wins. So that's our lowest payout. So we're going to hit that bet. Figure we put down $100, we win 470. We lose the other 3, right? We're still going to be up a profit of $170. So instead of getting plus 100 for the series, we're now paying ourselves plus 170. But it gets better. 4-2 is plus 180. 4-1, if we were to win that way, now we're getting plus 350. And if we do get the sweep, now we're getting 12-1 odds overall. And would you rather have the 12-1 or Florida 4-0, or would you rather have Florida at plus 100 straight up? So the moral of the story is you play every angle you can with Florida, if that's who you like. 4-0, 4-1, 4-2, 4-3. And at worst, at the 4-3 level, you're getting plus 170 on the payback. Now, this type of thing is, this is more for future stuff for you guys as well. Come playoff time, it applies in baseball as well. In fact, where I learned this kind of trick was with the Nationals when they beat the Astros, which was unfortunately 4 games to 3, but the Nats did go up 4 games to nothing before the Astros rallied there. And we're able to still get a significant payout compared to what the series price was at the end of the day. Now, with the NBA game, and we take a look at that, and we look at the series correct score, let's look at the Pacers. And yeah, I get it. I mean, everyone loves the Thunder, which are minus 750, and the comeback is plus 530 for the Pacers. Okay, so you're getting over 5-1 on Indiana. But if you do like the Pacers, you bet them 4-0, 4-1, 4-2, 4-3, because you're getting 50-1 on the 4-0. You're getting 25-1 on the 4-1. You're getting plus 1120 on the 4-2, and you're getting 12-1 odds on the 4-3. So the 4-2 is the least of the payouts. You'll lose the other 3 bets, And now you'll get plus 820 after you do the math. You're getting paid the plus 1120 for the win. You're going to lose $300. That's plus 820. And that is better than plus 530 at the end of the day. Okay. So that's how you got to play these. And you can, almost double the payout at least. Now, if the Pacers sweep, you're getting 47-1 odds. So would you rather have the 47-1 or the plus 530? Can the Pacers sweep? There's not a soul out there who thinks that they can. That's why the bet is actually live, because no one believes that they will. And that's why it does have a chance, at least in my mind. Okay, so back to this hockey, and that's just the moral of the story there, is you want to bet the game series correct score is what the official category is, instead of the straight up series line. Let's see here. Also, if you are worried about a gentleman's sweep or something like that, you can definitely always play what the series would be after 3 games. Florida is plus 750 after 3 games. They got to, went on the road tonight, 1 game. And I mean, that bet is super, super live, right? They got to steal game 2 as well, but then they'll go back to home ice with a chance to go up 3 games to nothing. So you're looking for Florida really to be the road warriors here. They are rested. That helps. Coming into an Edmonton environment, they won up in Edmonton last year as well. Game 3, anyway, they did. Before the crowd rallied their home team to get back into that series. But on the flip side as well, if you like Edmonton, the favorite here in the series, 3 games to nothing for them is at 6-1. So if you don't want to go to full sweep, you can always bet these in the 3-game series and come up with a correct score type of deal there. Now, leading goal scorer is another category. Let's take a look at. Guys like Draisaitl plus 280 is going to be a favorite. McDavid's plus 460. Sam Reinhart is plus 950. Matthew Tkachuk 10-1. Verhaeghe 12-1. But here are some of these long shots that we can get a good payout with here at the end of the day. And they're not giving us every single player, right? You wish they kind of would. They're only giving you some of these guys who probably have a legit chance. But leading goal scorer, a guy like Nugent Hopkins for Edmonton is 18-1. All right. Let's see. Sam Bennett, 13-1. Carter Verhaeghe is 12-1 for Florida. He scores a ton of goals in the playoffs. And if you want to reach deep, you got guys like Henrique at 60-1. Ekblad, who actually has put a decent amount of shots on the goal here in the last series against Carolina, 140-1. If you just get some of those to trickle home, maybe Florida spreads the wealth a little bit, they lock things down on the forecheck, then I can see where that kind of ticket would be live for a guy like Ekblad. Let's see. We have the series point leaders. We can approach it that way if we'd like. That gets you involved with the assist. Again, a guy like Ekblad. You know what? They don't give you the full list here. Oh, man. I hate this. Because if someone on this list hits and you don't even have the bet available, I mean, they're going to sweep the pot on you. So that's kind of crappy to see. You don't want to maybe do that. Players to get a hat trick in a game. A guy like Verhaeghe at 20-1 is a nice bet. A guy like Corey Perry, maybe 35-1. Again, Nugent Hopkins, 28-1 is a good bet, I think. Just if you can get the one hat trick at some point in the series, then you're going to become profitable if that's the kind of angle that you want to play. But I think the real payouts, the real good ones are just going to be in the day-to-day games as we go with the anytime goal scorers themselves, because we're getting such great numbers on them. Again, everyone out there has picked Edmonton. I'm talking about in the media to win this. And you're hearing a lot about these games being under type of games. I'm not so sure. I mean, Florida has plenty of offense they can provide. Skinner, as good as he's been in the playoffs, I mean, how sustainable is that against a Florida team who can easily find the back of the net? A team who scored plenty of goals here in the previous rounds coming into the Stanley Cup final. And then Edmonton can light up the lamp themselves. They have a tougher task here. I mean, that's why I'm not sure why everyone loves Edmonton. Florida definitely has the better goalie in Bob Vrosky. We've talked about that before on this show. I mean, if you had to pick one goalie to go ahead and start any game for you in the NHL, it's the Florida goalie. It's Bob Vrosky. He's the best one right now all across the board. He's better than Shesterkin. He's better than Connor Hellebuck. Better than Jay Gottinger. Better than, Frederik Andersen, obviously, just took them out. Andersen even going to the bench on a couple of occasions there for Carolina. The best goalie is Bob Vrosky, and the Panthers have him. That's why I just don't understand the exact love affair with Edmonton. In leading into into this series, and Edmonton was pretty much my Western Conference pick. Once they kind of got off the mat a little bit against the Kings, and I said it in that first series, beware. Everyone loves the Kings. I mean, Edmonton is a tough opponent who can, again, get off the mat at any time. And that's certainly what they did. And then they convincingly won their way into the final. Florida's going to be a different animal here. Where Florida might be a little bit more hardened and battle-tested here than Edmonton is at the end of the day, just from the sheer talent that Florida had to play, I think, compared to Edmonton. I mean, let's face it, the Stars ran out of gas. Vegas wasn't super great in that series with Edmonton either. And, the Kings are the Kings. They're a good regular season, not a playoff type of hockey team here at the end of the day. Florida Panthers path, again, they have to beat a tough Tampa Bay team. They have to beat a tough Toronto team. And then they go ahead and beat a Carolina team who demolished everyone in their path on the way to the Eastern Conference final. So Florida, I think, a little bit more worthy, a little bit more battle-tested here at the end of the day. Again, the real payouts, I think, come in a couple different ways in this series, and it's with the anytime goal scorers. Let's start with those guys for tonight. And I think we get plenty of goals in this series. I'll say that now. I do like the over 6.5. A lot of people like the under 6.5, and that's the juice, minus 134 under 6.5. But I don't see how we don't get goals here. I think we get plenty about Florida, and obviously Edmonton contributes as well. But the difference, I think, to me, is just going to be the goaltending here by Florida. So if we're going to get plenty of goals, there's plenty of chances to get on the board here. You got guys like anytime goal scorers tonight. Verhaeghe is plus 250. Sam Bennett plus 270. Barkov plus 250. Brad Marchand is going to be a favorite play for some people, plus 310. Evan Rodriguez plus 360. But I think you're going to find the value in these guys on the back end. We got guys like Seth Jones at 7-1. You have Aaron Ekblad, again, 8-1. Gustav Forsling had a goal last series, 12-1 for him. And we're going to play that Forsling and Ekblad combo together. I mean, that pays 80-1 just about. $10 wins you $782 just for those two guys to score. And if there's plenty of goals to go around, then these guys are going to have their opportunity. In fact, was it the clinching game? Yeah, it was the clinching game in the Eastern Conference final in which Forsling had a chance. Ekblad scored, and Forsling had two shots at an empty net. One which he missed kind of from the odd angle, and then he was going to try to get one from 2/3 ice, and his stick kind of got poke checked as he got the shot away, and it kind of went errantly to the left of the net. So Forsling gave us a chance to really hit that combo with Ekblad, and we're just going to have to stick with that. I think hopefully we can get it. We just needed to pay off one time since we've been playing this combo of Ekblad and Forsling. Again, 80-1 together. And, you know, if we're going to get plenty of goals and we're going to get Stuart Skinner, who is liable to give up goals to Florida, you know, via the turnover, via the forward check, then, you know, I'm going to take my chances with Ekblad, who will shoot the puck, and a Gustav Forsling, who is a very capable goal scorer at a very, very long shot. Other guys that are long shot goal scorers, maybe Matthias Ekholm at plus 750. Him, Ekblad, and Forsling. $10 wins you $3,900 on those three guys to score. Wow. Let's see, Ekblad, Forsling, and a guy like Nugent Hopkins, who I love some Nugent Hopkins. $10 can win you $2,000, almost $2,100. So your real big payouts, I think, are with these goal scorers. I'm going to take a shot with Ekblad and Forsling in every game in the series, and I'll mix them around. I'll put a Nugent Hopkins in there. I'll throw in an Adam Henrique in there for Edmonton. Maybe a Vander Kane as well. Vander Kane 3-1 for an anytime goal. Let's see. That pays $3,300 for Kane. Henrique, a little over $4,000 off of $10 if we combo that with Ekblad and Forsling. So your big payouts will be in your goal scorers and then also in your alternate lines as well. And we can bet total team goals alternate over as well. So, you know, maybe a little bit of popcorn parlay. You know, I know you guys have heard the ladder bets, right? Well, the popcorn parlay is what we like to call it, kind of pop, pop, pop through the roof here. Let's see, Florida to get over 3.5 goals is at plus 152. Over 4.5 is at plus 350. 5.5 is at plus 870. And then from there, it gets up there. 7 goals is 17-1. And then 8 goals is at 55-1. Yeah, I mean, if you give me $10 to put at least on over 6.5 and 7.5, I think we get to 7 at least once in this series. And if we get to 8, that's going to pay for everything, the losses, and you're going to be profitable here at the end of the day. Yeah, 8 goals is a lot. I get it. But you got to remember how we pull the goalies early, especially if there's a 2 or 3 goal lead, and the games can certainly get out of hand in a hurry. Florida on the puck line, minus 1.5 is plus 240, minus 2.5 plus 430, minus 3.5 is at plus 1060. Again, to win by 4 goals is not anything abnormal here. In fact, in the Western Conference and Eastern Conference, every game was decided by 3 goals or more. You can pick both sides if you like. I mean, you have minus 2.5 for Florida at plus 430. Yeah, take Edmonton minus 2.5 as well at plus 340. At the end of the day, you're going to guarantee yourself a profit of plus 240 if either team can win by 3 goals or more. And again, all you need is to have that lead by 1 or 2, preferably 2, and you're going to get that empty net opportunity at least a couple of times with 4 minutes or so left to play. For the total, it's the same thing. Unfortunately, I thought we were going to be at 5.5 for the over-unders. We are at 6.5, which makes me even like the overs even more because everyone really still likes the unders. So the bigger payouts to climb the roof, you need to get to 10 goals for almost 9-1, 9 goals for 4-1. I'm not so interested in getting the 9 or 10 goals as I would be maybe winning by margin with Florida in some of these games. Again, better goaltender, and they can score right along with the Oilers as well. Okay, let's see. Goalie props. Let's take a look at those. Again, we got Stuart Skinner against Sergei Bobrovsky. The total saves for Skinner is at 23.5. I would like that under. I don't think he, he's going to give up 4 or 5 goals before he gets 25 saves. And Bobrovsky is at 24.5, where he's going to get a lot of opportunity. He's going to give up a lot. Well, I don't know if he's going to give up a lot of opportunity. Florida's not a team to give you opportunity, even with the superstars like McDavid and Draisaitl. It's not like they're going to get exactly peppered left and right on that net. So maybe that number is right where it should be. But I think just at the end of the day, it's Florida for me. It's an over type of series with a lot of goals scored. And I think you have your opportunities with these goal scorers to get some big payouts at the end of the day. You're going to get some big numbers. Again, take some long shots. Forsling, Ekblad, Adam Henrique, guys who can all score. They've scored in the previous rounds. Mix 1 or 2 or 3 of these together, and you're going to come out with a nice payout at the end of the day. The 60-minute line, which has been, again, in the last round here, the 60-minute line's been a winner on every side because we haven't had any overtime. But plus 160 for Florida, plus 125 for the Oilers on the 60-minute three-way. I figured the Oilers would pay a little bit better than that, to be honest. The tie to get to overtime is at plus 340. Now, is every game going to be a blowout or win by margin like the last round? I don't think so. I think we're bound to have an overtime or two, to be honest. But I think at the end of the day, Florida will win this series. And, if they win something like 4-1, it's not going to be shocking. Now, I do have a ticket. I do like the Pacers to upset Oklahoma City. I like the fact that they're a veteran team. Oklahoma City is still young, and you're getting a big payout with a lot of chalkboard material for Indiana. So I think, like I said earlier, it's just going to be worth a shot to try to bet a couple of sweeps here. What do you got to lose? I mean, this is the way that you make a big profit on the playoffs, and you go into the summer loving life. But you can expend this $20 you'll lose, because this is a loser bet, correct? If we do this. So, go spend this on a lottery ticket that you're not going to win anyway, right? So you're going to have a chance at least here. You're going to win this before you win the lottery ticket, is the moral of the story. So we'll take Florida at 15-1 odds to sweep. Let's pair this with the NBA game. And we're going to take in the series the Pacers to sweep, which no one has this bet, right? What do you think $20 pays if you just have $20 to spare? What do you guys think? Think aloud real quick. Florida to win on a sweep. Pacers to win on a sweep. Now, if you want to bet Oklahoma City and Edmonton, go for it. You can do that too. I don't care. But for me, $20 to win $16,300 is worth a shot every day of the week. All right, so $20 pays $16,300 on the double sweep. Now, if the Pacers go up 2-0 and Florida goes up 2-0, I don't want to hear any crying. In fact, the thing to do, guys, is to bet this twice. That way, when you get the urge to bail out and get a nice big cash out, that's what you do. You cash it out on the one ticket and you play the other ticket all the way through. And that way you get some money in your pocket. You don't have to worry about the gentleman's sweep backstabbing you at the end of the day. All right, so again, hopefully you learned some playoff lessons here. I'm going to take Florida. I'll take them to win. I'll say 5 games, but I want them to sweep. And we'll look for Florida to hoist the Stanley Cup yet again. They have all the pieces. They have the best goalie. To me, that's enough to win a Stanley Cup. And we'll take the Pacers in an upset over the Thunder. We'll say that game goes a full 7 games in that series. All right, but we will bet the double sweep, Florida to win 4-0, Pacers to win 4-0. And I like Florida tonight to win game 1 on the road. My 2 core goal scorers for the series, Aaron Ekblad and Gustav Forsling, who they're $10 for that combo, wins you about $900 at the end of the day as well. All right, and pair them up with some other guys, like a Evander Kane, even a Connor McDavid or Draisaitl. We'll pump that payout up a little bit more. And again, a Ryan Nugent-Hopkins will pay out as well. We like him on the Edmonton end for sure. Okay, I don't know what else I got for you. Oh, nephew Dave, who's not with us tonight, his official pick is the Florida Panthers as well. So he will go against all the media hype. Everyone out there loves Edmonton. Everyone out there loves this to be a lower scoring series. We will play the opposite, which is never a bad strategy to go opposite of the media hype. And we will take Florida and these games to be higher scoring games at the end of the Stanley Cup. All right. Florida Panthers win. That's what I got for you. We will come back on Monday night. We'll see where we stand. We will be on game 3, and we hope you enjoy your Stanley Cup finals. Have a good weekend. Good luck, everybody.
What the puck is going on?